stop jacking up your pin flow with this common supplement. What is the most commonly used supplement in the world? It is caffeine. It took me a few times when I first started archery to realize that this is what was causing my erratic pin float from time to time. Later on, I'll give you a couple ways that you can avoid having caffeine affecting your archery. First, let's jump into the benefits of caffeine. Being energetic. This could be the blanket term of caffeine in general. All the other benefits help to show that energetic feeling that you have. Mental acuity. And I think this is the biggest one. Personally, it's the biggest one that I look for if I want to take a supplement for shooting. And that is the ability to stay present while you're going through your shot process and staying on task and not letting your mind drift. Reaction time. If you're a command shooter, this may be even more of a benefit than someone that's looking for a surprise shot. Mood. Having a positive outlook. This can have a big impact on shooting, because if you are riding that good mood, feeling great, having a positive outlook on how you're shooting, and you have a bad arrow, you're going to be more likely to drop that arrow and not think about it, and then keep going with your practice and not dwelling on it. Whereas if you're crashing in energy, then maybe it's harder to stay positive. Now the drawbacks. So unfortunately, the benefits of caffeine don't mean anything if you're so jittery that your pin flow is all over the place and it's causing a spiraling disaster and it's destroying your confidence to shoot because you can't keep the pin on the spot. Like many things in life, caffeine has a bell curve to its effectiveness. It can be really good up to a certain point, and then once you have too much and you tip over, then all of a sudden you're getting much worse. And maybe it dips even way below where you started at on that curve. So what are the drawbacks of too much caffeine for shooting? Well, we already talked about one of them a lot, and that was jitteriness. So physical jitters, where your pin float is just all over the place and your physical steadiness is compromised. Caffeine ingestion can induce arm and hand tremor and interfere with shooting performance. Decreased shooting performance may be due to palpitation, agitation, and tremors. The shooter can lose their concentration and steadiness in their shooting position. The results of one study on professional shooters showed that arm trembling was reported after a single cup of coffee containing 300 to 600 milligrams of caffeine. 300 milligrams of caffeine caused a marked increase in body sway 40 minutes after caffeine ingestion compared with a placebo trial, and had no effect on shooting accuracy and reaction time in traditional archery recurve bow discipline. And then sweatiness. Your palms can be all sweaty, your knees weak, mom's spaghetti. I know for me, when I was in competition, we just did league, I'm already going to be super sweaty. I'm just a sweaty person when it comes to nervousness. It was like I was a fish trying to hold something. My palms were just profusely sweating, and of course it affects your grip. You got to just deal with it. But I wouldn't want to have too much caffeine or something that's going to increase my sweatiness even more than what I'm already going to be. Nervousness or anxiety. So this is on the mental level, basically having that mental anxiousness or nervousness. Your mind could just be scattered and all over the place. You can't stay on task. Increased heart rate. This could be good in a performance setting, running and things like that. It gets you up to a certain point, or lifting weights. But when you're in archery, especially if you're in a competition or something that's already going to jack up your heart rate, you probably don't want caffeine bringing your heart rate up higher already than what you already are going to be at. So there's one study, and I'll link that below in the description. If you have 500 to 600 milligrams of caffeine, it can cause anxiety and tremor. So there's studies to back up what I'm talking about, not just anecdotal evidence. So how can you still enjoy your caffeine without it affecting your archery? The number one thing that I would recommend is stick to the normal amount that you drink. So don't, if you normally just have 1 cup of coffee, don't slam an energy drink or a RTD coffee that has 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. Stick to that 1 or 2 cups of coffee. Number 2 is just have it a couple hours or before you're going to shoot. So if you're shooting in the afternoon, evening, you probably don't even need to think about this at all. Have your morning coffee, energy drink. Maybe just don't have more of it right before you go shoot. And this is one I'm pretty excited about because a lot of people may not know this. Incorporate L-theanine into your regimen or whatever, having your cup of coffee before shooting. L-theanine has a synergistic effect along with caffeine where it can increase focus while reducing the jitteriness that you can experience from caffeine. There's specific studies that have been done that have demonstrated the positive effects that L-theanine has when taken along with caffeine. In a 2008 study, they found that the combination of L-theanine and caffeine led to quicker simple reaction time and quicker working memory, better accuracy of sentence verification, and ratings of headache and tiredness were reduced, while ratings of alertness were increased. A significantly positive interaction on the reaction time of delayed word recognition was also measured in participants taking both L-theanine and caffeine. In conclusion to these meta-studies, they found that the combination has shown improvement in short-term sustained attention and overall cognition. Reversed task-related mind wandering and improved inhibitory control were also seen among boys with ADHD. They found that the combination shows favorable clinical significance in the domains of attention, memory, cognition, and hyperactivity. Overall, they concluded that L-theanine and caffeine is a safe and effective cognitive enhancer. There's a lot of positive effects that caffeine can have for your archery performance, and I don't believe it's necessary to totally avoid caffeine, but be careful and don't overdo it. If this sounds like BS to you, drop a comment, tell me why. If this provided any value, hit sub, and we'll see you on the next one. Promotes